Hi, Sister Clark. So today I'm going to be going through my lesson plan for art. And so basically my objectives that I decided to focus on for this lesson are the art standard, practice and identify effects of making changes to the content, form, or presentation to refine, finish media artworks. And so basically just helping kids learn how to kind of edit and make changes to their art. Um, and then my language arts standard is analyze how and why individuals, events, or ideas develop, um, interact, interact over the course of the text. Um, and so for the students, I would kind of like to make it more simple. I would say I can make changes to my drawing slash collage to show what I'm learning. I can show how the main characters in a book change throughout the story. And then last one, I can portray the theme slash tone of a story through art. Um, so basically, um, kind of the assessments. So basically, they're going to be doing two different drawings or collages, kind of whatever they want to do. And so they'll turn those in at the end for grading, and that's how I'll kind of be able to gather that evidence and assess them on their learning. And so the grading that I will be doing won't be based on their ability to, be an artist or whatever, but just to kind of accurately show the differences in themes um, from the text that we read. So just kind of showing their learning and not um, graded on the art. Um, and then the materials needed are that um, I will need to have like a plan kind of for the questions that will be asked on the texts, and maybe write them on the board or print them out, something like that. And then a children's book, and I picked You Are Special by Max Lucado. Um, and then just some kind of media, kind of technology for creating the art, um, especially over, if it's a Zoom class, or if not, then just a piece of paper um, and a pencil. And so, let's see. So basically, we just kind of start kind of for my lesson hook. Oh yeah, here's my student. So for the lesson hook, I'm going to show an image of the main character of the book. So I'll just go ahead and open that image really quick, see if it works. And so basically for the beginning of the lesson, I'll just kind of show this image. I don't know if you've seen this book before, but it was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Um, and we read it as part of my children's literature class, another course I'm taking this semester. And so I don't know, I just thought it would be a good idea to kind of combine it into this class as well. Um, and so basically, I would show this, have the students kind of talk about it, see what they notice, just to kind of get like, the discussion going. And then we would read the book as a class. And so I have like, I don't have the physical copy of the book, but I do have a video um, of it. And so kind of either I kind of plan this lesson so it could go easily over Zoom, or in person, whatever kind of works best for the needed environment. And so basically, this is just like a video of the book. And so go through and read the book as a class. Um, and then, so for the learning activity, kind of engage the students, we are going to start by reading half of the book. And so if it's a video, just kind of pause it and then have the students use the words and illustrations in the book to answer the following questions. And so the questions are, what is the theme of the first half of the story? What patterns do you see? What words would you use to describe how Punchinella, which is the main character, is feeling? What are predictions? And so basically just having the students kind of discuss these with their table groups, having these kind of, discussions about the themes and things that they notice. Um, and then the students will draw a picture or make a little collage of their interpretation of the theme from the first half of the story. So basically, if it's over Zoom, or if you want to use technology, thanks. Then the students will kind of be able to make little things over here, or let me see, you can kind of fill it. You can draw, and so things like that. You can add text, clip art. So there's a lot of different things you can write words. Um, and so there's a lot of different things that you can do with it, and so I feel like it'll be cool to kind of have the kids just have that, outlet to kind of figure out what they want to do. Um, and depending on the grade level and age of the kids, definitely we'll have to go over kind of all these different things and show them how to do it. Um, but yeah, so they'll do that for the first half of the story, and then they will read the second half of the book, talk about different patterns and things that they noticed, just like the first time, and then they will create another picture or collage to kind of show the two different parts of the story. Um, and if you've ever read the story, the first half and the second half kind of have a different tone and feel to it as the character kind of develops and learns who he is. And so I think it'd be really interesting to be able to talk about that with the kids. And so basically, kind of for the kids that are struggling, um, they'll definitely need to have some extra guidance and kind of be asked some more simple questions. And so, kind of within what I wrote, basically, is just that instead of kind of asking them, what's the tone or what's the pattern, just kind of how does this make you feel, or how does this drawing make you feel, or how does this word make you feel? And so, just kind of simplifying those questions so they can still come up with their own idea. Um, and then at the very end, I won't go through all of it, but just all these kind of different questions, like what changed in the character, different things like that. So the students were able to discuss that at the end um, and kind of show their drawings to each other. And then they will turn it in. And so basically, yeah, that is it. So just kind of using that aspect of art and drawing to kind of show their learning and how um, they feel as I read the book. And so that is all.